Hi, my name is Courtney Olson, and this is my PowerPoint presentation on men in nursing. As I was narrowing down my topic for this assignment, I really wanted to focus on discrimination in the workplace. A lot of times when I hear about discrimination in the workplace, I find that it is often about pregnant women or members of the LGBT community, or even those who are discriminated on the basis of race. Typically, I don't hear about men being discriminated against, so I felt that this would be a great topic to research. Throughout this PowerPoint, I will discuss the definitions of nursing and nurses. I will also discuss sex-based discrimination. I will provide information and testimonies that I found while doing my literature review. I will also discuss my professional interview and the information that I have found to be very interesting from the nurse that I interviewed. I will end with a conclusion of what I have learned from this assignment and my research. I've taken this definition from the International Council of Nurses. They state nursing encompasses autonomous and collaborative care of individuals of all ages, families, groups, and communities, sick or well, and in all settings. Nursing includes the promotion of health, prevention of illness, and care of the ill, disabled, and dying people. Advocacy, promotion of a safe environment, research participation in shaping health policy and inpatient and health systems management, and education are key nursing roles. They also define a nurse as a person who has completed a program of basic generalized nursing education and is authorized by the appropriate regulatory authority to practice nursing in his or her country. You will notice in the last two definitions that they do not specify a specific gender that is allowed to be a nurse. They don't specify a he or a she. All they say is his or her and nurse and person. So on the basis of the definition, no nurse should ever have to be discriminated against based on sex. However, this is not the case. I have found in my research that male nurses are discriminated against by patients, staff, and even the general public. Sex-based discrimination involves treating someone differently or poorly on the basis of their sex. This means discriminating against their gender identity or sexual orientation. It does not matter if someone is male or female or a member of the LGBT community. It is illegal to discriminate on the basis of sex. On the professional side of things, sex-based discrimination in the workplace by employers can be seen in hiring, firing, pay, job assignments, promotions, and anything else that an employer could discriminate based on sex. Throughout my research, I came across many different testimonies from male nurses and the discriminations they have faced being a nurse. One nurse states that he was discriminated against during an OBGYN rotation. A woman who was delivering her baby would not allow him in the room because he was a male student nurse. However, it's really not always the case. There are some male nurses that state that they have noticed patients are more comfortable with them, such as Adam White, a student nurse who feels that the veterans at the veteran hospital that he worked at, they felt more comfortable being cared for by him because he was a big burly guy with a beard. When it comes to male nurses, there are many stereotypes given to them, such as they are gay, they're only in nursing to see naked women, or they are failed doctors. In one of my articles, a nurse states that there's no difference in numbers when it comes to gay nurses in comparison to the general population. This nurse also states that if men were to go into nursing solely to see naked women, then they would be wasting their time and their money, as it is way cheaper to open up a magazine or go to a strip club than to spend 4 years in college and have to pay all of that money to get that degree. Another stereotype is that nurses are failed doctors. However, Brandon Etchenkamp, a nursing student, states that when doing rotations, he has been asked when he will be starting medical school because patients will just assume that he's going to be a doctor. However, he just tells them that he actually only has interest in the nursing field and won't be pursuing a career as a doctor. Overall, when deciding on a career path as a nurse, most men do have to overcome the stigmas attached to being a male nurse. During my professional interview, I talked with a registered nurse, Jamie Bennett. She currently works at Boys Town Residential Treatment Facility with at-risk youth. She was able to provide me with a different viewpoint on male nurses with gender discrimination. In her work, she doesn't really witness the stereotypes of being gay or a failed doctor. Instead, she sees the discrimination happening more from a physical standpoint. Each staff member is trained in crisis management, and they even have to do refresher courses every 6 months. They do this to learn how to restrain the youth when they are being a danger to themselves or others. However, in Bennett's experience, she has seen more male nurses get called to deal with the restraints or other youth who are having meltdowns. She also sees male nurses that are unable to take youth to appointments because they are standby at the facility in case there is another meltdown or another youth has to be restrained. Bennett points out that male nurses are not allowed to take on female cases because they are not allowed in the rooms alone with the female youth. However, female nurses are able to be in rooms alone with male youth. Bennett states that this discrimination can be very frustrating for all of those involved. She truly loves her job, but believes that the job assignment should be fair regardless of sex. Like I had stated earlier, sex discrimination within the job assignments is illegal, and it should not happen. Overall, this assignment has taught me that discrimination happens everywhere. Male nurses do face a lot of discrimination, whether it's from staff members, patients, or the general population. There should be stricter policies enforced, like in cases like Bennett's, who describes that there's the physical aspect at her work where men are expected to deal with the youth having meltdowns and doing restraints and things like that, and they are not allowed to take on female youth cases. Even though nursing is a female-dominant occupation, there's a growing number of male nurses, which is awesome. Now, if we could get the gender discrimination to stop, we would be golden. When it comes to the research on gender discrimination and male nurses, I believe there needs to be more research done. There are a lot of testimony of male nurses, which is great because it provides first-hand experiences. However, I believe that there should be some more research done to really just have like surveys and things that will allow statistics to be made for men who have experienced the discrimination in nursing. Thank you.